Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing kind of a little tutorial using the Jaclyn Hill, what is this, Dark Magic palette. So this is the green one. These palettes were very problematic for people. I still have mine. I had thought about getting rid of them at one point. I don't know why my nose always starts running when I'm filming. So you see I did one eye off camera just to kind of see what I wanted to do. I do still like them, so I think I'm going to keep them, but I thought it would be good to kind of show you how I make them work. And this is a really basic look. I think I used 5 shades out of the palette and barely used 5 shades. So yeah, if that sounds good, then we're going to get into it, and I'll do the other eye on camera and kind of show you how I make them work. Before we get started, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. And yeah, let's get started. So I did prime my eyes. I used my MAC Painterly paint pot, and this is in soft ochre. I'm sure everybody has seen it. It kind of has a concealer look to it. I would say with these palettes, don't use a tacky eye primer. I have a CoverGirl lid locket primer that I really like to use because it is slightly tacky and the shadow will really grab. A lot of these perform to me like a pressed pigment, so I would stay away from any tacky eye primers because I think you're just going to have a blending issue, and these shadows are can be a little bit problematic for people. So that's my recommendation right off the bat. To start, let me find a different brush that's clean. I just took Poof, which is this like skin tone shade, and just ran it in the crease just a little bit to kind of help things blend. Like I said, you can't even see it. I'm using one of Jeffree Star's Morphy brushes because the brush that I used is currently has green on it. So then I went in with Potion, which is this khaki green color. And I will say, I had an easier time using this palette today than I did the very first time I used it. And like I said, I think the primer is gonna make a big difference. So you can see this has pigmentation. It is blending. It's not really looking super patchy. I'll try and slouch down. My camera's not in a very good spot. And I'm blind, so I've got to be like super close to the mirror. But you can see it is blending. And I was able to put a little more on that side. This is a little bit different of a look for me. Normally I do like dark from here out, but you can see I did color on the lid. So then I'm going to take Inside Job, which is this dark, I guess it looks blue-green to me. It's not like a true green, and we're going to just deepen up the crease. Now it doesn't matter if it gets on the lid, because we're going to take some concealer and clean that up. So it doesn't matter if it comes down too far. And I've never used this brush before. If I have, it's been a while. This is the M411 by Morphy. It's kind of like pointy at the top, which after using it now, it was one of my few like clean brushes. So that's what I'm thinking, like if I have used it, it's been a very long time, because the few brushes I have that are clean are ones that are clean because I don't use them. But this is good. I have hooded lids, and they're small. So like super big fluffy brushes don't work for me just because they're too large. I have little like baby eyes, and I'm just going to go back in with Potion and help blend that out. I'm going to move the mirror a little bit closer because like I said, I'm blind, and if it's too far I can't see. I probably should go back to wearing contacts at some point, but and then I'm just going back with Inside Job because I just want it to be green and smoky. it's one of those, like, it'll look good from far away, and then I gotta like lean in to see if it's actually blended. So that's pretty much all I did, and then I put a little bit more just because I wanted it to look green, because I feel like inside job, well, it is green, doesn't necessarily. I think with potion it helps. So and then I just take some concealer, and I don't do a true cut crease because, like I said, my eyelids are small and they're hooded. So for me to do a true cut crease, I have to go above the bend, and it ends up being really high on me. So I found I go before, where am I? Just slightly before. Occasionally I take the concealer back too far, and then it goes up, which when it's closed doesn't look bad, but then when people like, oh, you know, close your eyes so I can see, it looks horrible when my eye is closed, but it's because of my eye being sunken in. So like, this is my version of a cut crease, and when my eye is open it looks like a cut crease. So if you have hooded lids and they're like mine and you're like, you just can't do it, try going slightly before the crease. You will achieve the same effect without having to deal with that, because like I said, I could go above the crease, but my eyes are so small it ends up looking like it's halfway up towards my eyebrow. So then you can see, if I close my eye, it's not quite there. And then if the concealer goes just a tad too far, then I just, like I did on this side, it went just some concealer got up. I just went back in with this brush and went over it with the dark shade, but I don't think I did that on this side. I'm going to go in with Power Cut, which is this one, and then I'm going to be putting Diversion on the outer, like, third. I like these metallics. They are very crumbly, so you're gonna have some fallout. And like the mess that I have in my palette is probably from this shade, but they are pretty. I would say they're not like the end-all be-all of metallics, and I'm just taking it in the inner corner also. But they are pretty, and you can wet them. I'm not going to, but you can wet them in that. So I'm just taking the same flat brush and I just flip it over, and then I'm just putting Diversion on the outer. And then I flip the brush back over, use the light side, a little more of Power Cut to kind of blend that edge, so you have some transition in there. But yeah, this is a very, I would say, very easy look. So if you have these palettes and you've had trouble with them, like I said, try it. Any non-tacky primer. I have one, that the Ulta primer, that works really good with these. That one's a good one. Or what is this other one? The Maybelline Master Prime is another drugstore. They're like a silicone eye primer, so they're not tacky. So I would recommend trying a non-tacky if you've had issues. Either that, or I just got lucky and got a palette that wasn't bad, because I know there was formula issues. So I did take Power Cut down the bottom in the inner corner a little bit. And then I took, what is this one? Armed and Gorgeous. This is the orange palette. I'm just using the white out of here. You can use any light shade you want. I have another one that I typically use, but I just figured I would stick with the Vault palettes. And then I'm just going to put a little bit on top of Power Cut in the corner just to brighten up the eye. I'm going to take on a little smushed brush, just take some of Potion, which is that khaki color we used, run that along the bottom. I just wanted to do a really easy green smoky eye. I decided to pull these palettes out and try and use them. As I said, I was going to declutter them. They were ones that were on the chopping block, but I think I like them. It's just, it did take me a little bit, like, how do I make them work? And like I said, I feel like the mattes perform almost like a pressed pigment, which a pressed pigment is not going to blend as easily as a regular eyeshadow. Now, whether they intended to make these as pigments, and then I just take a fluffy brush and just wipe away the excess. But yeah, that one is very crumbly, so let me bring you in, move the camera. So here is the finished eye look. Like I said, I think it's pretty. Now my lighting right now is probably bad. There we go. I was gonna say it looked like it was a little uneven, and I probably have a little bit more darker on this eye than that eye. But you can see it is possible to make those palettes work. Put you back down. Do we want to do some eyeliner? I don't think I'm going to do any eyeliner, but yeah, I think I got a little bit more of the darker on that side. But yeah, this was really easy. It's a really pretty like green smoky eye with the silvery lid, so you definitely can make these palettes work. As you can see, I blended that out. It blended out fine. I didn't have any issues with it. Like I said, the metallics are a little bit crumbly, but that's not a deal breaker for me. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you want me to do just some easy looks with the other three, because I still have all 4 of them. I can definitely do that. I've been wanting to play with them some more, so that'll give me an excuse to play with them. And yeah, again, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see everybody in my next video. Bye, guys.